We have Wildenton with Foregone Powers, which is good at the start. I like having these as starter cards because they give you that little bit of incant if you need it. And then you can get rid of them later when they're not that great. 2 Vine Grasps and an Energy Siphon and a Preserved Thorns is a very incant heavy deck. Oh, the anti-hero. So villain protagonist is not the same as anti-hero, is it? No, it's not. Villain protagonist would be an interesting one. The anti-hero one's been suggested a couple times, but it's kind of a... You know, if you Google that, you get a lot of heroes that you're like, are they really anti-heroes or are they just a bit rough around the edges? Or is that what an anti-hero is these days? Villain protagonist seems good. What games did you come up with for that, Dolce? Sap Tap is usually great, except we've got no heals. But Cursed Vines is a little bit of rubbish. So we'll probably take it over the 25 gold, because if we get it, this gives us a reason. We probably want to take heals anyway, but you get a bit of rejuve and you're guaranteed an extra card every turn. Well, every turn that you've got your rejuve going. But, okay, so we have Sap, Seraph. I didn't check the bosses on the things. Plated Seal Daedalus, so bombs have a shield. Rage fell. Sap, Seraph. Overlord and Carrion. Not familiar with Overlord. I know of Carrion. So obviously we have the Root Seeds, Sting's Vine Grasps. Is that enough to more than quick? And Strangle, we'd have no heals, no anything else. I think Strangler's a bit rough. Let's take Predator. We can do this because we're going to get the... Oh no, it's Thornlord that gets the sting. Sorry, I was thinking about that. This is a bit rough. Wilden doesn't have... He's quick. The gold is very valuable. We have... So the Foregone Powers only hit the frontline units, so potentially taking a bunch of damage there. And we want to be able to place him on top so we can take the time to buff him up. You watch, we'll draw the Preserved Thorns for turn 1. I'll be like, oh, I could have taken it. Collect a top floor, please. Or Vine Grasp. Jerks. So we've got them killed. We should have these guys killed without taking any damage. Wahaha, 9,000. Hope you're having a great day, man. Probably be punching into here now, right? Yeah. Alright, dude, have a safe day. We could have just energy siphoned him as well since I had Sting. Okay. Overlord's tad older. Where you control goblin looking minions. Okay. Oh, again, should have energy siphoned. It is a recovery stream. We know that Pan's brain is in full effect. Didn't even get a swing in. Wanna be Daedalus. Okay, so Glimmer's a good thing. Wildwood Sap's also a good thing. I think the Wildwood Sap. Yeah, it's a sap tap fuel is pretty good. If we want a Helical Crystallis, Helical Crystallis is very strong, especially since we do have spell weakness. How you doing today, Aris Jackson? Doing fine, good. So we go Sweeper and Spells versus Stygian, which is also good. And upgrades. Get a Siren. I don't need Quick. Oh, okay, well, I mean, that is a Siren, but I think since we're Predator and we're probably going to go full Predator, we take Guard of the Unnamed, and that's our tank. I mean, we'd have to go full Predator, which means we don't get Sweep, so we only have 3 times multi, but we get pretty strong. Finished Christmas shopping and had the double win of 100% online. Ah. And persuaded your daughter to do present wrapping. Well, now. Yeah, I hate shops as well. Although I hate online shopping. I don't really get a kick out of buying stuff. I do like buying presents for other people, though. That's kind of makes me feel nice. But I like doing birthday shopping more than Christmas shopping. That's really good. Let's take Guard of the Unnamed, and we look for, like, plus incant. Ooh, or we could take Spikes on him, which can kill off some backline units in the meantime. Since right now we're only hitting 1. And then I might almost just re-roll for the +2 incant then. So the problem with the Spikes 4 is so cheeky. Because it doesn't kill off Shade Wings. But we could get a. I mean, it's perfect if we get a Spike Relic. And the other thing is it's here right now, which is kind of a deal. It's not the greatest on some fights. I think we're better off just trying to snipe those ones. Let's not do that. We might reroll for the incant. Never incant. Speaking of, be good if we had spikes. Dang. Oh, top floor smalled. That's really bad. So I guess it's just going to be Wildenton. We could probably do this. Because of the quick, it's not terrible. Okay. It's reasonable, yeah. We got the Vine Grasp. Not that it matters. But yeah, okay. If we could get a super early trample tome, then I can go Thornlord. Everything's fine. Okay. Razor Sharp Edge is really good here. We are going to have to watch... do I want Crypt Builder? Really? We're going to have to watch our health, though, for Rage Fell. We're quick, though. Gotta keep reminding myself, though, we're quick. There we go. Am I re-rolling into that? I am. No, never two. You can get it. That's really interesting. It's Sap Seraph, but if you go large and get quick, can just help out in the early. I think it's worth taking. Saying we can't afford large though. Plus it stops our main line getting sapped every time. Take the skull. The AoE. It's gotta be the skull, right? AoE's good. Like, it's strong. Very strong. Okay, so a plant isn't quick. Because of incant, do we set up bottom floor here? So here's the issue, right? We're quick, so we could set up bottom floor, get the incant, and get a quick double kill on this line. is that good enough just to hold out? Be tough. There's going to be... I think not. I think we... Well... Kind of want to. Maybe we should. She dead. Oh, she's not. Yes, she... hang on. Hits Stuart. Kills Stuart. She hits everything else. Don't need to worry about this floor. Okay. So we're probably taking some damage there. We can avoid a fair bit of it. We're going to let that bomb go off, I think. Ah, that's good. She dies. He dies. Dude at the back dies. We don't care about that guy. It's an incant, but not too fussed over that. We seem to have enough armor. We probably didn't even need to go on. Hey Bonfire, how you doing? It's looking good. Oh, look, you're not quite there. I think your protective contact fell out, but no way to confirm. Oh, that sucks. So that's because you had that eye issue with the like a burning feeling, you said? I think. I don't think we need well, I mean, there's spikes there. So adding 10 health is reasonable. Keep a contact in to protect things and hopefully heal more solidly. Yeah. Are they different to normal contact? Have you worn normal contact lenses before? And if you have, are they different? Because one of the things that... hey, Teed, I did some really good. Got some really good quality sleep. I used to wear contact lenses. I wore contact lenses for a long time. Bit of vanity, a bit of sports reasons, and just general ease of not having to wear glasses. You know, all of the above type of deal. And it's quite easy to tell if they're, you know, you get used to touching your eye. Not that you should. Make sure you have clean hands, very clean hands. But being able to sort of just gently touch to see if the contact. Oh man, I just touched my eye then, and I don't think they are clean. I keep fairly clean hands. You know, to see if it's there. Yeah, I had the super softs. You can usually gently move it, and if you're looking in the mirror, you can see the contact lens move, or normally you can see it move, like with your own vision. You need to be careful though if you're new to wearing contact lenses, because the touch is a very delicate touch. Oh, thanks, Teed. Appreciate that. So we're looking at Cycle of Life a little bit. Not so much for Shark's armor, but the spikes are probably good, kind of. But if we get large quick on thing, we might not need it. If we... I think it could be a waste. Plus we need to play it twice. Spikes are okay though against Seraph. We've got a little bit of ramp. Maybe that's something we need, just that little bit extra. I wonder if Spreading Sword is probably better. Although because we've got the thing on Shark, it becomes 15 effective hit points when we do play it. It does give us something to spend some... Well, spending -1s on the root seeds is never bad. And we are wanting to chase down Merchants of Steel more, because we need to get the upgrades, so I think we might pass on that. We can also pass on that. And we take... This is an interesting one. I think because we're going to be looking for Merchants of Steel more than Merchants of Magic, I think I'm going to skip on the... Well, that one we definitely get a Merchant of Magic. So we're probably only getting one. So I think I skip on the draw, especially since we've got... the sap tap and some stings in there to accelerate, and I think we take the energy, since we won't be -1ing a lot of stuff. I'll ruin the 69 health, sorry boys. Interesting. I think we just take the jack strips. And we don't care if we steal kills off our Shattered Shell. Now, because we've taken the energy and means we have a spot to play the Stewarts out, I want to get rid of the Foregone Powers. A lot of people don't quite understand that. They think, oh, but Foregone Powers gives you free incant. Like, it doesn't really. The last one in your hand does. But quite often when you have two, especially if you've made stuff cheaper or you've got energy and you can play out most of your hand, you end up, because of the discard, if you discard a spell, well, you're not incanting that one. Whereas if you're playing out more of the cards in your hand, you're getting more. Of course you can, man. You wrote a patch for something you know will get rejected, but is useful. Might even get ridicule over it. Should you bother submit it to the project? If you feel that you need to be able to justify documentation of your time, you should. Okay. Because obviously if you're... Well, it depends. If it's... I'm guessing this is for work. In which case then, you know, how are you explaining time usage? Then that's something that you've been working on. Or something you can put it towards. Oh, it's not work related. Take Predator 2, that's our damage. That's a tough call, because if it's not work related, you know, why are people ridiculing you over it? Or if it's a community thing. If you've got a good case for it, if you think you need it, but you think there's going to be a pushback at the start for people being unaware why, I think you need to sort of open up instead of just putting it in. I think you need to sort of discuss first and say, hey, this is an issue, or hey, I've got a solution for something like this. You know, and put a positive spin on it. But keep an open mind that if it is something that people don't think you need, you know, listen to their side of the discussion, because you know, maybe you don't need it. The community is beyond toxic. Yeah. That's where it's tough, hey. What do we got? Protectors of the clip. A lot of these guys died to the jack strips. So the only one we're really worried about is wave 3. And I think we're okay there. So, and we've got a lot of health, so we can take this. Does mean Shattered Shell's not going to get a lot of work, but that's okay. I still think you should. Let's do this. I don't care about his health as much. I want to get as much armor on this guy, though. Let's just start on this. It is a tough call, though, hey. Oh man, I thought we would have had more damage output than that. We do have a lot of health, though. I mean, especially if you've already put the work in on it. Although it could be a reason for future to sort of seek out whether something like that, you know, you should go for it first, or like you have, or put it out there to the community to say, hey, what do you think about something like this? And then when the hate comes back, you just be like, okay. Well, that's some nice damage. We need to get a holdover on that. I wonder if that's more important than getting the quick sweep now. I just didn't quite get the damage out. Oh, hang on. Don't get rid of foregone power. That one's getting through. If I use the purge, I don't want to use this, but how much health is it going to save me? A ton. I'm going to preserve thorns and root seeds, though. So I'm going to get that guy down a fair chunk. Okay, we can hold that. He dies to jack strips. Going to be on 61. Oh no, and he's going to take 2 from jackstrips. We only get hit twice. That worked out okay. We gain like 3 damage off those 2 cards, so could be worth. Alright. Jackstrips does work there. That's great for us there. I could have Vine Grasped him. Would have needed to Vine Grasp him at the very beginning. It's still a net game there. You're rewriting the whole thing to better fit your use case, but that'll be even less accepted. Yeah. What can you do? I've always firmly wanted to, believe that anything that you've put effort in on because you believe it's beneficial to a project, you should be proud to sort of stand up for. It's much easier said than done, though. And I only sort of got to that stage after years of, even like I probably got to that before I was in software. When I was still working hospitality and retail. Just because so much of that was very similar in respect that so much of that the old school mentality existed. It's the way we've done it for so many years, so that's the way we're doing it. It's like, well, if we don't sort of question if we should change or not, we get stuck in a, and sometimes it's okay to stay true to what you're doing, but sometimes small changes are necessary, right? But yeah, I was fortunate enough where I was exposed to needing to stand up for things that I wanted to do a lot more, so it sort of I was able to develop to have confidence in my work and trust myself. And if you get knocked back and the community's toxic, so if you get knocked back and it comes with some vitriol, just that's just them being them, right? Spreading spores. Now see, it's great for spikes, but kind of trash for armor. Although if we're not building up a lot of armor, it can just keep a nice buffer there. Because we'll need to be building up a lot of armor. It feels like a trap. It's so strong though, right? Like, it's just so strong. But we would have to Merchant of Magic it, which would then make the our sweeper useless. I think that's what we're doing. Might be... at the moment we still have a lot of frozen powers. I'm going to remove a couple more frozen powers though. Good, we got the Hope for Peace flower. So we can now play our killer unit card since it's consumed, no longer purge. Large, quick, please. No multi. Large, quick, please. Large is good. I didn't even think of checking to see if there was that other one we wanted for him. We would take the other deal. What's the other deal I'm looking for? Oh, +2 incant. for more armorers. We take a space prism, a wildwood sap. No, we don't have Awoken here. What do we got? Melting? No. Hellhorn armor. More armors. That's it, dude. Always happy to give my opinion on stuff. Never have to worry about me staying quiet. Wow. Unless it's current hot topics, in which case then I just don't care. I don't want the space. I think the armor might be better. I'm just gonna skip the rage. That's an incant and a thing. Gives a boost. Didn't need to do lockdown. Ah, sure. I love community projects for the obvious benefits, right? But I often find that the more popular a community project is, the more toxic a community project is. It's like all the douchebags want to outperform the other douchebags at said being douchebag. Okay, so we have Crystal Cloak, stealth boss that everybody hates. Just have armor forehead. I don't think I want to take that. This one we should be fine. We've got a fairly defensive setup. Oh, wow. Okay, so we can't top floor, which is a bit of a shame. But... sweeper, no sweeping. She's probably just gonna die. I wonder if we can shark in front of her. Yeah, Jack's pretty based on, that's true. So we just put her on top floor, just get rid of her? Man, I completely forgot about Jack strips. Thanks, Winged Orpheus, I was freaking out. I reckon I just throw this here. What do we got? We got Helical Crystallis we could draw. I think we just want to get into the yeah, that just means we can just get into the damage sooner. Alright, we kill him, that's fine. Alright, bonfire. Wow. Yeah, Oh, I should have done that first. It doesn't matter. Forget about it. Pyagro to 5? I think we can do that. We take another preserve. No, if these were consumed, I'd probably take more of them. So biggest hit at the moment is quick on our speeds on our sweeper. Incant for shark. There we go. So boss killing is pretty solid. Oh, okay. So we avoid the saps. We've got 2 lines, so we're going to share the saps around. We're going to be quick on the shade wings, which is amazing. And so we just have to worry about double heavies. So that's great. This one is, and we got so much armor for shark. This one's looking good. Hey, historian, what have you got? Wait, did I just end up clicking on nothing? I did just not take trample time? Did I seriously just not take trample time? Oh my god, I thought I was down away from where stuff was. Oh yeah, we didn't need it. Flexing. Trample time could have been okay. It would have gone on Wildenton, right? And he's multi, and we've got a sweeper. So the only time really that would matter will be, well, he's going to have 3 multi. So it would have been when the second hit is half of the remaining health. And that's only after we get it. So maybe we'll just pretend we would have bottom decked it. And Panz be more careful where clicking. Okay. That one could get raged still, which is pretty bad. But I think that one is the one we want to get rid of. Because it already is raged. We do kill it though. Go on 71. We don't have 71 damage. Plus we'll need to... No, so I think we killed that one and we potentially take a hit from this one, which will suck. I think it gets jack stripped. I don't think we can snipe it with anything because of the stings. We just had both of our pull cards. Okay, so that gets through, but we only get hit for 6, so totally okay with that. That could have been a lot worse. And this is where the trample may have had had use. Ooh, okay, hang on. Go with that. Like that. Like that. A rage here. He's within 40 now. Means first hit there, second. Okay, this is looking okay. Also want to dump these cards. Let's go. Okay, so that goes first. Should see us through. Good. What are we looking at? Almost 200 damage around. We're definitely getting up to fell levels of armor seraph levels of armor requirement. I think that probably is seraph level requirement. We need 20 turns, which is 600 armor. And that's based on one hit, so it would actually go up. So we're only going to need 14 turns. 400 armor. Okay. I wonder if we want a capacity out here. We've got the energy. And there's a few turns there we weren't drawing out to 10. Usually the +1 draw is enough that you can start building into overdrawing. Is it possible really low people slow? Or low covenant? Hell Rush from Monster Train? If yes to those, yeah, it's rough. I struggle with it. Okay, so it's not a matter of I'm very slow. I play very slow in my strategy games, but also it's a different strategy requirement because of the low covenant, and generally because most people are playing for bottom floor victories for maximum points, because the win comes from not beating the Seraph. It comes from having more points than the next person, which usually means beating Seraph. But so pretty much the strategy is it's go for broke every time. So a lot of people will win by just taking the trial every time without even thinking about it, and playing on bottom floor decks. And the idea is that if they crash and burn, they don't care, they start again. And unfortunately, when that's what happens with online lobbies and stuff, when there's no, and also no buy-in, right? There's no cost of entry. So people don't play with the best strategy. They always play with the most aggressive strategy, even if that means losing early. Because there's no persistence to your results. So it's very different. You had only one. Yeah, the lobby's very very weak at the moment. That's one of the downsides to lobby games. Once the popularity wanes, then you get down to the point where you're hosting a game and you're waiting forever, and then one person shows up, and what could be an 8-player game turns into a 2-player game. It's another downside to it. I like the concept. It doesn't work for me because you do need a different strategy, and I struggle enough just maintaining my strategy for C25. So when I was playing it a bit, I did notice that my C25 win rate was a lot lower, and I was making a lot of poor decisions because I struggled to switch between two strategies for a same game. So I felt it was just better to lock in this one because I enjoy the C25 stuff more. I also don't like the position, and it's no fault to the Monster Train guys, but in an online game where like I said, there's no buy-in and there's no persistent results. So each game is separate. The optimal strategy to get a win, if you're just playing to have one win a day, the best strategy is go all out and crash and burn 4 or 5 times, and then win when everyone else crash and burns. Hey Arrow, how you doing? Which means that if you want to play a consistent safe play, you might consistently come third every time, or consistently come second, because most of the time someone's going to get through. I'm good. Yeah, sleep was good. I kind of want to take the capacity so I can set up on any floor, but it really doesn't matter. We might leak some guys on the top floor, and I think draw helps out in the long run a bit better. And if we get lucky and top floor doesn't, it's not lucky. It's a 1 in 3. If we get unlucky and top floor gets made smaller, well, we set up on middle and we're okay with it. We might be able to throw a sting at occasional Lightwing on top. So we have our quick large, so we don't need... we can go for a dupe and a caverns and gold. I don't know what I'd dupe though. Petrified Skull is an okay dupe. We don't really need to -1s because we've got 5 energy once Pyrogro's in play. Health is alright. The Purge, we get rid of a couple of foregone powers. We won't be duping there because there's no point, but what are we going to get rid of? Stings, yeah, we've got preserve thorns, so we have some stings. I mean, we probably could get rid of Stuart so we don't have to play him, but we just don't care. We've got excess energy in it. It does. I mean, Stuart does hold up our ramp a little bit, but it's whether there's something better at the caverns or not. It could be. Or get holdover on Razor Sharp would be nice. That's ultimately the thing, or permafrost something. I don't need to permafrost anything. Let's go ahead and what's the damage output? I think the damage output's fairly light outside of the Shade Wings. But enough to where healing's reasonable. So if we got a double stack, that's probably I would spend it on that. And then dupe that. There we go. Just to help keep our large plant alive. I think that's fine at 2 energy as well. Being 90 damage is a bit better than being 50 damage. Okay, we'll stop playing that. No. Yeah, it's going to get rid of the foregone power. But Panz, it's a free disc. No, I don't care. Vine Grasp also does less for us, but I think the utility's kind of worth having. Let's get multi 3. That's our ramp. We never got well, we did get a Cycle of Life offered, but we weren't going to be hitting the Merchant of Magics enough. Spell Shield 2. That's a bit of an issue. I think that's enough of an issue. That I don't want to deal with it. And we could use the gold, but I don't think we need it. So ultimately, why? And I'm just gonna throw that. I just don't want to deal with him. We'll play that later. No point playing it now. Okay, we're almost close to 180, so we're good. We don't need to sting anything. Sap on him now. I think we could. I mean, we could have taken the trial, but I don't think it was that terrible not to. Do I want... No, I don't want Ember Drain. Don't want Ember Drain. This one worked out well. Oh, I don't want more Ember Drain. Unfortunately, Burb's gonna... I wonder if you're consistently drawing 10. So there's a... When you're not drawing high like drawing 10, freezing dead weights... I guess it comes down to how many cards are left in your deck, right? And the rotation. So you can freeze dead weights. If you're drawing 8 or less cards, you freeze your dead weights. That way you never draw into them again. They're always there. But when you're drawing 9 or 10, they're actually blocking a draw every turn. So it's like drawing them every turn. So it becomes bad. So is that a reason to not have a permafrost right now? Like this fight, we didn't play the Stuarts deliberately because I didn't want them getting Ember Drained. But once the... Well, I guess we just look at our deck. So now, like, even permafrosting anything is bad. That could be the card. I mean, it helped get cards out at the right time earlier in the fight, but I think in the long run, especially on a Seraphite, which is much more waves, and you've got an end goal of getting to X amount of damage, like, we want to be playing those cards. And drawing into the cards we want to play again. So at the moment we're down to 19 cards, and if we're drawing 10, we're drawing the dead weights. We get down to less though. Not much less. Don't need a Merchant of Steel. We can dupe a the Wildwood Sap to help stay alive a little bit longer. But I think by the time our plant dies, we're probably, if I hadn't not taken that trample card, Panz, we're going to be killing those Shadewings anyway. Because there's only ever 3 units, so by the end of the fight, Wildenton should be at above... Ooh, okay. So there is one line where we might not be. But because of the... We don't take pyre damage anyway because of the jack strips. And we do have some other cards that kill stuff. So I don't think we need to keep it alive. And that's useless, and the golds, Pyre health... Also kind of removal, not sure. Merchant of Magic, holdover on the let's see what's available. Let's take that. Yeah, dogs that know what to do, when to do it. I don't think it's worth a reroll either, because that's kind of the price. Dazed could help. If we get some... I think that Dazed... The Concussive Coals has a chance, because if it dazes anything that is not a Shade Wing, that's a little bit of health stays on our Sweeper plant. So I think that would be worth it if we don't re-roll into a... I wonder if that's worth consuming one of those. Maybe worth. How is energy? You know what, let's... I don't think we need the ramp that much, but... Remove consume on Petrified Skull. Instead of holdover. Oh, okay. This is scary if holdover's there. Okay, fine. Do you want a plus 10 magic power and just kill something? You never know. Are we just playing Stuart's out? If we're just playing Stuart's out, I think I get rid of this Permafrost. No, I think that's a dead card. And I think the energy, one of the energy siphons is as well. Like, they have moments in some of the earlier fights, but I think this one's all about that end, the end damage on Seraph. And we did, I think a Steel Enhancer changes that, right? Because then you can start adding health to what's his face, whereas we can only raise a sharp a certain amount and that's it. Are we supposed to let that leak? And hit that instead? Can't be right. I don't believe that world. It's just... Stuart doing a great job there at what Stuarts do best. Let's go ahead and... You know what? This guy's annoying. That guy, can we kill him? Are we already there? We're at 4120. If we get sapped, we might not get close. Alright, let's just play it safe then. Hey, RS Jackson. Thanks for telling me. I didn't even notice. You guys, let me know. I'm happy to not hide my energy. Man, look at this guy. $180 damage or close to it, so we should be fine on him. With Gilded Wings, we need to hit with one of the kill cards, I think. Also, armor. If we get sapped again, though, that's a little bit more. I just want to... Okay, there's a kill card. Is that we good? Armor as well. Okay, so we're drawing some really good cards. So we just kill everything next turn. Let's just hit that guy. Oh, I should have done it on this guy. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to use the kill card on this guy, but I really should be putting it here. So I should have spell weaknessed him so I could have Crystallis, but I think we fine anyway. It was just silly. And I think we're good armor-wise. Oh, we're definitely killing that guy, so the only other thing to do would be put some stings into him, but I don't think we need to. Just grab some armor. I think we're good. Final wave. So the saps will drop off. They never got really high, which is great. I think I needed to do that. He's got too much damage. Doesn't matter. Easy peasy. Plant did a good job. Wildenton with bad shark and bad plant. Good combination. You only need 200 health in front of Wildenton. Yeah. How you doing, Mel? That's pretty much it, right? If you can win in 10 turns or 7 turns, you need 200 health or something like that. The other option is you can get him stronger. He still had some health left, so there was room for like 10 more razor sharps, which is an extra 300 a turn. So you'd only need 100 health in front of him. Yeah, the Stuarts. It also means that by getting rid of foregone... So we've got no foregone powers. And it's a 0-cost card, it's in incant, but don't care. I want to play cards that are really good. So by not having them, it meant we got to play the Root Seeds more often, we got to see the Razor Sharp sooner and play it more often, and then we can just play the Stuarts out. Everyone, you know, and people will say, oh, but if you didn't have the Stuarts, yeah, we would have drawn a foregone power every time. Yeah, Razor Sharp and Wildenton's a really good iconic duo. So sure, you might not play a Stuart one turn, but as soon as you have played a Stuart, you've now brought that deck down. But you need to be able to support it in both space and energy. So doing that on a 3 energy deck is really tough, unless you hit a lot of Merchants of Magics and you've made these all cost 0. You know, and even then it can be tough to get them out. You might have something, you know, more pressing to play, like you need to play the Helical Crystallis and the Petrified Skull. Oh, I don't play Stuart again. You know, so you got to be wary of that. Forever Flame makes keeping Stuarts really easy, provided you're not using, you know, really large units and having like a hero and a unit on each line, because then you don't have space. But again, it's one of those things. Evaluate each run based on the run you're doing. There's Schmib. Came to dump some points and catch a train. Nice. Train's just about to leave the station, actually. One trial. There you go.